Two big developments tonight in the case against Casey. Channel 9 has just learned a Florida bar investigation into Casey's lawyer, Jose Baez, has been thrown out. And George Anthony's problems are even more serious than first thought. He'll stay in the hospital for at least another week after threatening to kill himself.
We're breaking this update into Jose Baez's case right now at 5.
And we start with Channel 9's Kathy Bellich. She is live outside Halifax Medical Center in Daytona Beach, where Casey's father, George Anthony, will stay under treatment for at least another week. Kathy?
That's right. George Anthony can have visitors here with prior doctor's approval. His wife, Cindy, has visited him here at least once, we're told. He is probably under lockdown in a ward. He is probably in a room by himself, if for no other reason, security reasons, because of his high profile. Usually it's the anger that comes first, then the depression takes hold. George Anthony's depression tightened its grip 6 months after Kaylee's disappearance and almost did not let go. Orlando psychotherapist Dr. Linda DeRay, who is not at all involved in the case, is not treating the Anthonys and has never met them, says whether George's hospitalization is voluntary or on a psychiatrist's orders, he could be in for a long stay.
It can be a month, it can be several months. Depending on the evaluation, if they feel he's still shaky.
She says detoxification alone takes time. We've been told George drank as many as 8 bottles of beer and mixed that with possibly 2 weeks' worth of sleeping pills and blood pressure medication.
His discharge date has not yet been determined, so there really isn't any new updates right now.
The Anthony's attorney says when George is released from Halifax Medical Center, he will probably transfer to another hospital closer to his East Orange County home. Dr. DeRay says George's delayed depression could be a hazard of his former occupation as a law enforcement officer.
Perhaps being a police officer, he didn't feel like asking for help or to see a counselor or a therapist. He may have felt that that was a sign of weakness.
Now, the hospital says Baker Act visits are treated the same way as all other visits. Either the patient's insurance company is billed. If there's no insurance, the patient is billed. And if the patient cannot pay, the hospital absorbs the costs. Reporting live at Halifax Medical Center in Daytona Beach, Kathy Bellich, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And now our other big story in the case against Casey. The Florida bar investigation into Casey's attorney, Jose Baez, has been thrown out. That investigation involved Baez's team allegedly making some nasty remarks about the state attorney's office. Channel 9's Mary Wynn continues our team coverage now from the Orange County Courthouse.
I just got these documents from the Florida bar. The Florida bar has closed out its investigation. Jose Baez said he didn't know what Todd Black was making to the media. He didn't know what statements he was making, and that's why he shouldn't be responsible for any of his actions. Statements like these landed Casey Anthony's lawyer, Jose Baez, in a Florida bar investigation. Lawson Lamar is disrespecting the public trust in the grand jury system. He cares more about being reelected. The statements came from Baez's spokesperson, Todd Black, at Press Corps Media. The bar told Eyewitness News someone from the state attorney's office forwarded these news releases, and that's why the bar opened an investigation. Baez was accused of violating a rule that states lawyers cannot make false statements about judges and legal officials. Baez defended himself and said he wasn't responsible for Todd Black's comments because Black was not Baez's employee, and Baez said he didn't know what Todd Black was releasing to the media. His statements to the bar said PCM statements were not made at the direction or with the approval of Mr. Baez. Mr. Baez has not paid and will not pay any part of PCM's fees or expenses. The Florida bar agreed and no disciplinary action was taken, but in the past, Baez said Black was an employee.
Todd Black still does work for us, and he has freed up so much of my time to be able to concentrate on Casey's case.
Now, we told the Florida bar about those previous statements. The bar is currently researching on how that affects their case. Reporting live in Orange County, Mary Wynn, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Also new in this case tonight, prosecutors have released the list of witnesses they plan to call to testify against Casey in her murder trial, and her own family is among them. George, Cindy, and Lee Anthony are all on the witness list. So are Casey's ex-lover, Tony Lazzaro, and her former best friend, Amy Huizenga. Jose Baez is also filing some new court motions. He wants information on another of Casey's former boyfriends. On Ricardo Morales' MySpace page, he had a picture with the phrase, "winning women over with chloroform."
The Anthony family may set a date this week for Kaylee's funeral. This morning, family attorney Brad Conway said they hope to announce a date for a memorial service in the next few days. Conway says George and Cindy Anthony have been criticized for delaying Kaylee's burial. Criticism, Conway says, is not fair.
They've allowed the state and the defense to do what they need to do in preparation for Casey Anthony's trial, and that's delayed the burial of their granddaughter. And it's time now that we get on with that.
Conway also said George and Cindy still love and support their daughter, even though they have not visited her since she was rearrested in October. You can see the entire witness list and sound off on our latest Kaylee Justice message board. It's all on the homepage of WFTV.com.